Hello, mortals! I am the Booktube Goddess, the #1 drag queen booktuber on YouTube. This is a get ready with me where I put on drag makeup before I film videos today. And Lynette is here. Yay! Hope you're doing well, Lynette. Oh boy. So, yeah, if anyone else is around, just pop in. Otherwise, we'll just have a small, intimate conversation. So, Lynette, I just heard of this creature. What's it called? I've never heard of. I saw it on Critical Role last night where they were talking about it, and it's called a quokka. Quokka. It's like a little smiling marsupial. So you learn something new every day because I had no idea what that was. But I looked at pictures of it and it's really cute. I think they're endangered though. So anyway, I think I actually liked my look last week. Surprise, surprise. But of course it was blue. It was all blue. And I always say, at least for me, it's easier to blend blue than other colors. But I'm going to try an all pink look again, just to see what these single monochrome colors can do. It says at Quokka. Oh, they live on an island. Interesting. They are so cute. Pink. It's always amazing what type of creatures there are in the world. Okay, I'm going to use my template. And trying not to hit my keyboard. Try this brush. Rottnest Island. Waiting for a haircut. Well, if you're ever in Las Vegas, my husband does hair. And here's a trick. Even using the stencil, you have to match where you place it. Okay. They don't match, but that's fine. And let's just do, actually I'm not going to do a black line. I'm just going to jump in with pink and see if I can. Put it around. You haven't had your hair cut since before the pandemic. Oh, I bet it's long. I used to have long hair when I was young. By that I mean like in my 20s. And by long I mean like shoulder length, not anything crazy. And this is the Flash palette um, color that I'm using as cream. Oops. And I immediately mess up. Okay. And let's under the eye. Oh, thank you guys for watching the Orson Scott card video I did earlier. Hey, it's Cool Gamer. Thank you for joining us once again. Just want to try to blend with a small brush. Yeah, I was thinking about doing more of these like author exposés. But there aren't really that many authors that are exciting, like, or that have like really big issues. Although I'm probably going to do one eventually of Harlan Ellison, just because I think he's such an interesting character, even though he's not quite as has dramatic issues as some of the others I've done, like Marion Zimmer Bradley and I'm still not certain about this white chroma paint I've been using. You finish 5 mines. To lessen the waster of resources, people get to choose how they're going to live. One of the choices is to live as a commune, 5 people in one body. Yeah, I think I remember you. Did you talk about that last week? Because it reminded me of that Netflix show Sense8, which I really liked. Ooh, Android body. I think I would do the Android body. I'm still being really slow at finishing the Tchaikovsky book, Children of the Mind. Okay, so now I'm going to go for a light pink. Oops. If I can find one. Mm. Another choice is a hedonist. Oh, early death. I was gonna say, what's the downside of that? It's kind of an interesting thought experiment. What's the name of that book? I may try that one out. Five Minds. The interesting thing about androids is that so much of our consciousness, or our person, not our consciousness, but our personality is driven by biology, by hormones and, all that type of stuff that's part of the human condition. But if you remove yourself outside of a human body, what type of person would you be if you didn't have that background? Is this doing anything? Oops. Why was that timer on? I think I used way too much pink flash palette. Because there's no room to blend. Let's just connect this. Oh boy. I don't know. What would you guys choose? Android body, sharing a body with 5 people, or just dying young? Okay, let's just go with another shade of pink and see what happens. This is a darker shade. Yeah, sorry I'm being quiet. Just trying to see what's going to happen. Hmm. Hmm. The other two were worker just living normally or choosing death at 17. Well, what's the benefit of that? I mean, I'm sure there's like each choice has a positive and a negative. Maybe living as like a king until you're 17. Choose the worker, just live normally. But also, who pays for all that? I mean, some of those choices seem very high tech. And if it's really high tech and expensive, how is this economy working? I don't know. Sometimes I think I overthink some science fiction. Like there was this young adult science fiction novel that everyone was raving about called Scythe. So of course I went ahead and picked it up, but I just was like having so many questions about how this society worked. That I didn't end up enjoying the book as much as everyone else. Like, the thing was that no one died in this uh, dystopian, utopian world. It's dystopian. Um, but to solve the problems of overpopulation, there was these group of people called skies, which are grim reapers that would randomly kill people to keep the population in line. And I was like, why are these people, if there really is, if humanity really did become immortal, why are they having so many children? It just didn't make any sense to me. But and there's other things also. I forget. It's been a while since I've read it. But, ooh, man, this didn't blend at all. Okay, let me try another. Do I have another pink? Trying to blend the pink and the black together. Oh, what the? Okay, how do I block user? Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, where's everyone? Maybe this is just the time of year where people have things to do. Or maybe people have just gotten tired of this old drag queen slapping on the war paint. So I was thinking about doing the other channels like I talked about last week, but I'm just so lazy. Like spinning off the Critical Role videos. Okay, let me do the black. Or maybe people were offended by that Orson Scott Card video. I mean, I say that facetiously, but I know people don't like to have their favorite authors dissed. So I would understand it. Yay, Cappuccino is here. Thank you for making it, Cap. Talk about art books. Yeah, that is a very, very unusual, specific category of books. Art books. Because I don't think I'm familiar at all with art books. I don't think any of your regular. Oh, or it's just got card fans. Yeah, I was being facetious. Oh man, why is this pink so dark here? Okay, we're gonna fix that later. Hey, Fit to Be Red's here! Yay! First new buy since your book ban was a book about women artists. Interesting. Yeah, Fit, I was just talking about the Tarkovsky book that I started reading, recommended by you. I am going slow at reading it. I'm not really sure why. Hmm. Okay, I'm going to, I guess, connect these lines. No, I always do white under the eyes. Maybe I'll just do all black. Okay, this look is wild. It's going off track. She also talks about humor books, poetry, and books about writing. Interesting. Yeah, it's so funny you had a ban on book. Oh, Shogun. Finished Raven and the Reindeer and started your first manga. I've never really gotten into that genre of books, the manga. Okay, I'm going to use this brush, best brush I have for this. Anyway, the Chroma Paint Black. To fill in the color. Lynette, your son reads manga? I really wanted a bigger brush for this. Hold on. Oh, here we go. So if you're in the United States, you know we're having a holiday on Monday. the 4th of July, which is usually celebrated with barbecuing and picnics and fireworks. So should I try black all around the eye? I think I'm going to do it just for something different. Actually, I probably shouldn't use, well, probably should use eyeliner for that. I assume every country has like a holiday for like a national holiday to sell it just to celebrate the country. I guess we have two, 4th of July and Thanksgiving. Okay, let me use the eyeliner to actually line the eyes. Black is good for definition. Oh, okay, we'll see how it looks. Hey, Katie, welcome back until the coffee gets cold. It's a really interesting concept. My book in translations month is Love in the Big City. Interesting. Love in the Big City. Canada is July 1. Bastille Day. UK has St. George's Day, but we don't celebrate it much past the history as colonists. Anzac Day, just to honor your soldiers. I don't know what went wrong, but I think this is a bit too much black. Okay. So, whoa. This was kabuki. Okay, don't do anything on Australia Day, which some call Invasion Day. But Anzac is important to you. The occasional cozy mystery. Oh, Pink meets Goth. I like that. Okay. We'll enjoy Finlay Donovan and is killing it. Murder on the Lusitania. I haven't really read a cozy mystery in a long time. I mean, I've read unless you count the Enola Holmes books. But I really did enjoy those. Of course, I went off track to think that I was really into all middle grade mysteries. And as usual, I found out that if you enjoy one book in a category by another author in the same category, maybe not so much. I'm trying to smoke out this black. Well, it's dramatic. If nothing else, it is dramatic. Okay, this is not my favorite look I've ever done. But not every look can be a winner. Okay, let's see if glitter can save this look. How about purple? A purple lid. Oh, thank you, Fit. He liked the Orson Scott Card episode. The Enola books are cozy mysteries, and so is that Jane. Oh, right. Pride and Premeditation. which is a retelling of Pride and Prejudice as a mystery with a more modern Lizzie. Dramatic is good. Oh, Lynette. Let's not go. Well, let's go there. The Supreme Court, after their abortion ruling, and before that, they also ruled that states don't have rights to handguns. I mean, to stop people from carrying concealed handguns, which is crazy to me. Why does this keep going off? Oh, I'm hitting snooze. That's why. And what's the other one? There was just another ruling. There's the guns. Oh, prayer in school. And then there was just another ruling about that states shouldn't be able to prosecute people from praying and from teachers praying in school or requesting students to pray. I mean, it is, in my opinion, really regressive. And it is scary what's going to happen next with gay rights, because I'm sure that's the next thing on target. In fact, Justice Thomas said it was. Yeah. Hey. How to Kill Your Family. It's a cozy mystery or more like a dark comedy. I did like Dexter. I did like that show, Dexter. Yeah, not a great. Glitter makes everything look better. Thank you. You aren't even allowed to carry concealed knives. Wow. Okay, so we're going to do a purple lid, I guess. I'm just going to do half like that. Yeah, I guess we knew eventually it was going to happen after Trump placed a lot of judges on the Supreme Court. I think like 3. Usually a president in an 8-year term is lucky to have like 2. Why didn't I turn off this phone? Okay, I'm gonna silence this phone once and for all. The only thing is, whenever I silence the phone, I forget to turn it back on. Okay, so now I have this lighter purple. Let's try to blend this. And let me get some white in the corner. And you would think the Supremes would retire before their health. Yeah, like Ruth Gator Ginsburg, if she would have just held out a little longer. Yeah, election interference takeover. Yeah, our democracy is struggling. West Virginia versus the EPA. Politicians don't get to choose our judges in Australia. Are they elected? Some of our judges are elected. It depends on the locality. Yeah, it's the very first black female justice. We need Congress to legislate reforms to the Supreme Court and lifetime appointments. Well, I think you'd have to amend the Constitution, and that's a pretty ambitious undertaking. To amend the Constitution, I think you need 3/4 of the House and 3/4 of the Senate, and then 3/4 of the states. It has to go to the states. This looks really good in person. I don't think it looks that great on camera. Why does it look like there's such deep pockets of pink in the corners? Okay, anyway. I think I need a little black to... Just trying to get rid of the edges. I don't know. What do you think? It's so funny. I started today by saying, oh, I like my look of last week. I'm going to try to recreate it, but with a different color. And then I did something totally different. No, I just feel like you can see too much of... Do I have a... I just think you can see too much black in my waterline if I'm going to do it this way. And of course, okay, I do have this black crayon. Excuse me. Okay. I'm just going... Congress can refuse to confirm. Well, confirm, yeah, but it's different than... I think you can impeach a Supreme Court judge, but I don't think that's ever been done. I'm not sure. But the confirmation thing was used spectacularly by Republicans to block Obama's appointment. There really should be another Obama judge. But anyway, yeah. Well, the old Magna Carta sort of has trickled its way into Western jurisprudence, which isn't a bad thing. Lashes will pull it together. Let's hope. Just finished a nonfiction about how various animals perceive the world. That's interesting. Title, please. Lynette needs more books to read. Oh, yes, Lori just got a haircut, right? Jean Rees. An Immense World. Ooh, I'm behind on a bunch of comments. To catch up on nonfiction. U.S. laws seem to have stopped evolving much after independence. The Constitution of the U.S. seems more like it weighs you down rather than setting you free. Yep, good observation. Like the idea of guns in the Constitution, so you will never get rid of them because it's written. Well, funnily enough, my understanding is the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, was to make sure the citizens could always be armed and rise up as a militia to overthrow the government in case the government got too tyrannical, which may have made sense, right after King George and the Revolution and all that. They just wanted safeguards that people would be free. But if the intent of the Second Amendment was to allow the citizens the weapons to overthrow their own government, I mean, technology has evolved so much that you would need more than guns. You would need tanks. Should citizens have their own tanks? Should they have their own anti-aircraft guns? I mean, if that's the intent, where do you draw the line? But yeah, I think that one's definitely not thought through. But the other thing about America, if you're not American, and especially if you don't, I think it's more of a West Coast thing, where we evolved from, our history is as a frontier state where you had to have guns. And it's so embedded in our culture that I know you don't see it maybe in the more metropolitan areas, but if you know people, and I have family that are out in the more rural areas, guns really are, I didn't wipe this off. Guns really are a part of the culture. So I think that's why it's really difficult to gain any traction. I'm not even sure I can think of a metaphor in a different. It'd be like in England, the government trying to take away tea or regulate tea or something. I know that sounds absurd, but there is a visceral, among some people, a visceral reaction when it comes to discussion of guns, which has been capitalized on by many politicians and the NRA. Um, I am just, I'm just all over the place today, which is funny because I'm just doing one color really pink. Okay, I think we're going to move on to lips. Otherwise, I'm going to be here forever. Impeaching a Supreme Court judge is harder than the president. So, yeah. And I don't think we've ever successfully impeached a president. I mean, there's Nixon, but he resigned before he could be impeached. But he probably would have been. But Clinton survived it. I don't see guns as items that should be allowed to be owned or a sense of safety, but almost as a right to kill another human being legally. Yeah, I can see that. Although there are hunters. I mean, there are people that use guns for that purpose. Sarah Huckabee saying she was the children in the womb to be as safe as children in schools. Well, that's an ironic statement. As a lawyer, I respected the hell out of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but she should have resigned. Yeah, a lot of people think that. U.S. seems to excel at having them. Okay, lips. So, I mean, I've been using the lip pencil a couple of times. I feel like I have more control over the pencil, even though I like the application of a cream. So I wish I had a really hard, tiny brush. Will a Q-tip work? Could I apply lip liner with a Q-tip? Is that crazy? Because I like this Splash Palette cream just because of the control it gives me. I mean, the how it applies, but the pencils do give me more control. This could be a really bad idea. Eh. Well, the Q-tip doesn't really absorb the product like a brush does. Hmm. Yeah, this isn't great. Yeah, this Q-tip doesn't work. Okay, so I started with this. Let me. Oops. Okay. From an outsider, I thought Obama was very limited in his power due to moving so fast up the ladder. He didn't have the respect or favors to carry much influence, even in his own party. Yeah, there's some truth to that. She said there should be another Obama. Oh, yeah. Yeah, his name is Gorsuch. Um, and the reasoning the Republicans used not to confirm Gorsuch was because it was at the end of the Obama's term, and they wanted, and they argued that judge should be decided by the people, even though it's supposed to be decided by the president, through the next presidential election. So if Hillary would have won, I'm sure Gorsuch would have gone through, but she would have also appointed 2 more judges, so it would be a totally different court. Once Mitch McConnell retires, bites the dust, I wonder. Doubt it. He is one savvy guy, but he is, in my opinion, so evil. Like, he has no morals or scruples. Yeah, I was a big Obama supporter. Oh, gosh, good question. Well, we have a vice president now, so that's a step forward. Yeah, I remember the first 80s. Was the 80s? Geraldine Ferraro. She lost. She was a vice presidential nominee, but boy, was there a discussion about. This is America for you. The discussion back then was whether a woman could hit the nuclear button if we needed to bomb Russia. This is during the Cold War. If we needed to bomb Russia. So she had to have a very tough stance. I would push the nuclear button. I think Hillary was a flawed candidate. It'd be interesting to see. I don't think Biden's going to run again. I kind of hope he does not. But it would be interesting to see if Kamala Harris will step into his shoes. Or I would have loved to see Elizabeth Warren run, but she waited too long. I think there was a window 2 presidential cycles ago where she could have gained momentum, but I don't know. I would love to see a woman president in the next cycle, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Okay, so I think we're just going to do purple lip. I mean, pink lip. I guess what I'm saying is I don't see I don't know who the woman would be who would be able to rise up. I know a lot of people like AOC, but I think she's probably too far left to get enough votes to. to be a serious presidential contender. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, remember, Obama was considered really moderate in his policy-wise. Compared to like a Bernie Sanders. Actually, I really wanted Bernie Sanders. But we're talking about women. This is weird. This is like a pink lip, but it looks red. Mm. Oh. Yeah, this is a metallic pink. Governors have a really good track record of becoming president. So maybe look to female governors. Okay, so I think we're just going to do lashes. Or maybe more blush. Gosh, I'm not used to seeing me with all the black around the eye. AOC is 2 left. Yep. Yeah, she's very appealing. She's very charismatic. Not on a national level. Bernie came really close. That's true. She's pretty young. She has time. We had Julia as a PM. Oh, you like the pink? Well, I put on the metallic pink. Well, the funny thing, feel the burn. The funny thing is, if you look at the polls of young voters, they really are surprisingly progressive. The trouble in the U.S. is that it is hard for certain groups to vote. Yeah. Voting is mandatory. I wish it was mandatory here, actually. I wonder if you think voting should be mandatory and easier. And we have voting on such a weird day. I mean, You'd think it should be on a weekend, and there's some reason um, that it's on a Tuesday of all days. It's probably something crazy like some farmers in the 1800s had Tuesdays free. I mean, it's absurd why we carry on some traditions. But yeah, Tuesdays, not everyone can take off work. I will say, since COVID, it is easier to vote remotely, to like mail in. So maybe that's something good that came of COVID. Don't quote me on that one, though. Okay, so eyelashes. Voting is on Saturday. See, that makes sense. Most countries that have elections make that day a holiday and everyone has off from work. Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. Although I don't think legally an employer can require you to not have, I think, 2 hours off, something like that. And a lot of times those polls stay open late at night or till like 8 p.m. So you have time after work. But yeah, making it a holiday just seems to make much more sense. Or even if you don't want to do it mandatory, because freedom. At least give like a tax incentive or something. Reimburse the time it takes to vote. I don't know. Okay. One down. Oh, talking about the younger generation, polling is more progressive. It's still going to be a while before they come in power. But one of the big voting blocks is the baby boomers, and isn't that? I mean, there were a lot of liberal baby boomers out there, but maybe there's more conservative. I'm just after the baby boomers. I'm generation. What's it? Generation X. Okay, well, it is what it is. I don't know if I like the whole black thing, but we'll give it a try. In the meantime, let me put on a wig, or put on some jewelry, then a wig. I do mail-in, half forever, except 1 year when my au pair wanted to go with me to see the voting. I kind of like going in person. I don't know why. Obama's first win, postal voting, tax rebate. See, there we go. Oh, you should get a petition for that. Okay. I love that story. We get a fine if you don't vote. I'm a liberal baby boomer. Yeah, because when I think of baby boomers, I think a lot of the, like the hippie movement and a lot of those movements that got started during that time. I think my generation's probably tends more conservative, or at least more apathetic. Younger people grow up, get disenfranchised, and become more conservative. Yeah, that's true. There are studies, I believe, that show you become more conservative later in life. Too much to the left to be a true boomer. Oh, for the club. My clubbing days are behind me. Yep, we're just going to leave it as is. And I just got a simple pearl necklace and pearl earrings. Get more progressive. I have two, actually. I'm the same. But I started off fairly, I wouldn't say conservative, but I leaned more conservative when I was younger because I grew up in a very conservative household, and it's hard to evolve. I mean, I have more respect for people that, or I have not more respect, but I have respect for people that move away from the politics they grew up in. Because most of the time you are influenced a lot by, this is my double stack, influenced a lot by the community you grew up in. And for better or worse, I grew up in a very conservative community. But I carried a lot of that with me, even though my parents disowned me and I put myself through college. But even then, I had like this libertarian streak. But as I got older, I definitely became more and more progressive. But that's why I think, empathize with, or at least see where a lot of some of the right is coming from in some on some issues, like guns. Okay. And a ring and a necklace. So what do you think? This is the final look. We tried to go with pink. We did black all around the eyes, which I don't usually do. Maybe this will grow on me. Maybe I'll like this as my new thing. Purple glitter eyelids and a shiny pink lip. pearls are classic. Yes, they are. Your household was extremely conservative. There we go. See? But you escaped. Conservative in your youth, but in the last 20 years have changed dramatically. In the last 5 years, I've really leaned left. Yeah. I think for myself, I definitely see a steady progression to the left. I don't think it was sudden. Like I said, I was a huge Obama supporter. I've always been liberal. You're mixed, liberal for personal freedoms and social care, but conservative when it comes to prison and crimes. You're not the only one that has. That's why I always think there should be, if there was going to be a third party in the United States, it would be socially liberal and maybe things like you're saying, tough on crime or more fiscally conservative. Because there are a lot of people that believe that, but have to choose between one party or the other. Am I more interested in social issues for the Democrats, or am I more interested in law and order and maybe some fiscal issues of the Republicans? So I don't have a voice that represents my views because they're split between these two monolithic parties. Anyway, why do we keep talking about politics on this live streams? I enjoy doing it though. Thank you. Oh yeah, I think it's this Lori's favorite wig. It's double stacked, but it really goes well with my Star Trek costume because I think it has sort of that 60s. I don't know that. It's not really it's kind of a beehive that comes down long. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming to this live stream. I hope to see you next week. I plan to be here next week. What videos am I going to film? A Critical Role, of course. And I might do another unboxing. Actually, I haven't decided yet. I may do I haven't done one of those booktuber reactions or retrospectives of their channels. And I'm thinking about Beautifully Bookish Bethany because she's interesting. Or I may do something else. I don't know. We'll see. But this week I will be doing a Shelve It or Shove It for the month of July. Okay, thank you. And as per usual, may all the books you read be blessed.